everything looks perfectly healthy. There is the heartbeat, strong and steady.
Oh, thank goodness. That's wonderful to hear.
When love meets hardship, hope becomes the only light that keeps a heart alive. This is the touching story of Ly Tieu Nu, a young woman carrying Truong's child while holding onto faith that he will one day return. Through months of waiting, she finds strength in her unborn baby and unconditional love from Truong's mother, who cares for her like a daughter. Together, they build a quiet world of tenderness, courage, and unbreakable hope. Don't forget to subscribe and follow the channel for more emotional love stories like this. Stories that warm your heart and inspire your soul. The morning sunlight filtered softly through the lace curtains, casting a golden hue across the small room where Ly Tieu Nu sat by the window. Her hand rested gently on her belly, feeling the faintest flutter of life inside her, a tiny heartbeat that had already become the center of her world. Each movement of the baby was like a whisper of love, a reminder that something precious was growing within her. Sometimes she would close her eyes, smile faintly, and speak in a tender tone as if the little one could already understand. "My baby," she would whisper, "you are my strength, my reason to keep going." Ever since she learned she was pregnant, Ly Tieu Nu's days had been filled with both uncertainty and hope. The path ahead wasn't easy, yet the thought of becoming a mother gave her courage she never knew she possessed. Every morning, she woke early to prepare warm soup for herself and the child, listening to the soft hum of life in the quiet house. She kept a small journal by her bedside where she wrote down her dreams for the baby, notes about the names she liked, the stories she would one day tell, and the gentle lullaby she would sing when night fell. There were moments when silence lingered too long, when the weight of solitude crept into her heart. But then the baby would move again, just a little kick, a soft reminder that she was not alone. Those tiny signs of life filled her with renewed strength, as though the child was telling her to stay strong, to keep believing in brighter days. She began to see beauty in the simplest things: the sound of rain against the roof, the smell of blooming jasmine in the yard, the way her heart softened with every heartbeat she felt beneath her hand. At night, Ly Tieu Nu would lean back on her pillow and gaze at the stars through the open window. She often imagined a future where laughter filled her home, where she would hold her baby close, tell stories of love and courage, and teach them to be kind. Sometimes tears welled in her eyes, not of sadness, but of overwhelming gratitude. She knew that no matter what awaited her, she would give her child a world full of love. For within her, a new life was growing, and with it, a new strength, a quiet yet unshakable hope that lit up even the darkest corners of her heart. As the months passed, Ly Tieu Nu's quiet days found a new rhythm, one marked by the gentle presence of Mrs. Truong, her late lover's mother. The older woman had become her anchor, her steady light, in a time when everything else seemed uncertain. Every week, Mrs. Truong would arrive early in the morning, her hands full of fresh vegetables, fruit, and a small bouquet of wildflowers she'd picked along the way. "You must eat well, my dear," she would say with a soft smile, placing her wrinkled hand over Tieu Nu's. "You're not just eating for yourself anymore. There are two hearts beating here now." Her voice carried a warmth that could melt even the coldest silence. Together, they would cook in the small kitchen, the air filled with the comforting aroma of ginger, rice, and simmering broth. While the soup bubbled, Mrs. Truong would talk about her son, about how he used to steal mangoes from the garden when he was little, or how he once stayed up all night fixing a broken bicycle for a friend. Ly Tieu Nu listened quietly, her heart tightening with both love and longing. Every story was a thread that connected her to him again, a way of keeping his memory alive through the rhythm of daily life. When it was time for her doctor's appointment, Mrs. Truong never let her go alone. She would hold her arm firmly as they crossed the busy street, her other hand clutching a small notebook filled with questions to ask the doctor. Is the baby growing well? Can she still drink milk at night? Her care was detailed, almost tenderly obsessive, the kind of love that came not just from being a mother, but from the need to protect what remained of her son's legacy. After each checkup, they would stop by a tiny baby shop on the corner. There, Mrs. Truong would choose tiny socks, pastel blankets, and soft toys with stars stitched on them. "This one," she'd say, holding up a small blue hat. "Your baby will look perfect in this." Sometimes, when the sun dipped low and the air turned golden, the two women would sit quietly on the porch, sipping tea and watching the world soften into dusk. No words were needed, only the shared comfort of two hearts waiting for the same thing: a new life, and perhaps, one day, a reunion. Under that fading light, Ly Tieu Nu realized that family wasn't only made by blood. It was also built by love, kindness, and the quiet strength of those who choose to stay. The final months of Ly Tieu Nu's pregnancy arrived like the slow bloom of spring after a long winter, filled with anticipation, tenderness, and quiet strength. Her belly had grown round and full, a symbol of life that pulsed with warmth and promise. Each morning, she would wake to the soft light spilling through the window, listen to the chirping birds outside, and smile as she felt her baby move. The days were simple, yet each moment carried a deep, sacred meaning. She no longer counted time by hours or days, but by the gentle rhythm of her child's heartbeat. Mrs. Truong continued to visit every day, her presence turning the small home into a sanctuary of love. Together, they prepared for the baby's arrival, washing tiny clothes, folding soft blankets, arranging the cradle near the window where the morning sun would touch it first. "This child will bring new joy into our lives," the old woman often said, her eyes glistening with both pride and yearning. There was sorrow in her heart. The absence of her son lingered in every quiet evening, yet caring for Ly Tieu Nu and her unborn grandchild gave her a purpose deeper than grief. Some nights, when rain whispered against the roof, the two women would sit by the lamp, sewing and talking softly. They spoke about dreams, of the baby's first cry, of laughter returning to the house, of a future where hope outshines loss. Ly Tieu Nu's voice was calm but full of emotion. "I can feel him," she once said, her hand resting on her belly. "It's as if the baby knows we're waiting, all three of us." Mrs. Truong smiled through her tears and placed her hand over hers. "Then we'll keep waiting, my dear, with love, patience, and faith." As the days grew longer and the air warmer, the house filled with the fragrance of jasmine and the soft rustle of baby clothes hanging by the window. There was no luxury, no grandeur, only two women bound by love, courage, and a shared hope for tomorrow. And beneath the fading light of each sunset, Ly Tieu Nu would whisper to the life within her, "Your father will find his way home to us." In those quiet, golden moments, she felt certain that love, true, unwavering love, could guide even the lost back home.
Khi đó thì hello, xin chào tất cả các khán giả của kênh Ní Tiểu Nữ Review. Vậy là trong câu chuyện hôm nay của chúng ta thì Ní Tiểu Nữ đã mang thai được 3 tháng con của Trường. Điều đó khiến cho mẹ của Trường và Ní Tiểu Nữ rất là hạnh phúc. Cô đang rất là mong chờ sẽ đến ngày Trường về và cả gia đình cũng sẽ đoàn tụ với nhau. Mọi tình tiết hấp dẫn về câu chuyện tình yêu Ní Tiểu Nữ và Trường cũng giống như bé Duy sẽ được kể ở video tiếp theo. Các bạn hãy bấm vào nút subscribe để đăng ký kênh nha. Xin chào và hẹn gặp lại các bạn ở các tập tiếp theo. Bye bye.